Hello my little freak uniques, thank you for coming back to my channel for yet another video. A little bit of a review, first try of me going over the foundation from Anastasia, their setting powder, and their new palette. Yeah, so let's get into this. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and color correct my beard area and my brows and underneath my eyes, as always, to make sure I don't have any discoloration when I put on my foundation. I'm going to go ahead and blend out that color corrector now in those areas that I applied. Alright, so you're going to want to grab yourself a fluffy brush with a little bit of loose powder and go ahead and throw it on over those areas that you color corrected. I'm using the Banana Bright Face Primer from Henriksen. Everywhere where the color corrector isn't is where I'm applying my primer. Definitely use any primer you want, or if you don't even want to use primer, that's okay too. Anastasia's Illuminating Foundation. So they sent me over 5 shades. Beautiful, thank you. Bomb, look at the packaging. So you know this foundation. Alright, I'm in the shade 160C. I blend out my foundation with a beauty blender, but not today. Anastasia also sent over this foundation brush that I'm going to go ahead and try out, so let's begin. I'm stippling in, or kind of pressing in the foundation as if I was like a beauty blender, just bouncing the brush all over my entire face. I learned this technique works for me and for my skin type, so you can go ahead and try this for yourself or swipe it all over, but I learned this way is best for me. I also did 2 pumps on my hand, and I'm doing half of my face so you see how much the coverage is. I think it's pretty much a really good full coverage, but me being me, I really like a super full coverage, and so I put on 1 layer. So as you could see, I'm putting on the next layer on the other side, so you can, you know, kind of see what it looks like from having just 1 layer. But each side has 2 pumps, so there's 2 pumps on one side of my face and 2 pumps on the other side of my face, and this is the results. Well, that's the results. Now I got 2 more pumps to put on like my beard area. Fucking I hate having a beard. And you know, the areas where I feel like it needs a little bit more coverage, that's where I went over with that second coat. And yeah, as of right now, the way that it is right now is still wet. I do like the way it feels on my face. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel hot and like, you know, too much foundation on my face. I'm using the Smashbox concealer to add some color to my face, you know, sculpt out some cheekbones and that forehead and just put some color to my face. When it comes to sculpting out my face, I do one side at a time. I don't like to put product on both sides and then blend it. I like to just blend one at a time because it dries kind of fast, I feel like, and it starts to leave these really sharp lines and it's harder to blend out. So I do one side at a time, like I said, and start blending from there. I'm also using the same brush that I use as the foundation. I just cleaned it off. I really want to see if this brush is, you know, multi-purpose, see if I can use it for multiple things, and so far I can. And it works really good. As you see, I'm not doing any swipe movements. I'm just bouncing everything in, kind of like stippling it in, blending it out. And of course, what you did on one side of your face, you want to go ahead and do it on your other side. And I also cleaned the brush, you know, wiped it off, made sure that the excess from the other side of the concealer the other side of my face from the concealer is not on that brush, so it doesn't add more product to the face. So I went and cleaned it on a rag real quick, and now I'm blending in that concealer all over my face, making myself look like I have some cheeks. I should leave it like that. I think that looks pretty bomb. That's a look. You look like drag queens like that. Bomb. And using the 130N in the highlighted areas such as my cheeks, chin, jaw, forehead, and nose. Damn, do I look scary as fuck here. The same brush that I used to apply my foundation and my contour, I also used to blend out my concealer. Just cleaned it off. You know, use the brush in multiple ways. Just clean a brush. Just like their foundations, they sent over 5 different shades of their setting powders. Now I'm going to be using Vanilla loose setting powder. So I grabbed a bit on my brush and I took the lid and tapped off any of the excess powder that was on the brush. And as you see, I am tapping in the powder all over my face. I'm not swiping or doing any crazy movements with it. I'm just tapping it all on, making sure that everywhere where it's wet of the foundation, it's dry with the powder. And now I'm going in with that translucent powder. This 47 brush from Sephora works amazing as I'm applying my translucent powder to my cheeks, my forehead, and where else I throw on that translucent powder. Of course, you could put your translucent wherever you want your face to be highlighted a little bit more. So go ahead and throw on that translucent in those areas. And or if you're going to be doing some shadow, you don't want any fallout, so go ahead and also throw on some translucent powder underneath your eyes. Bronzer. So we're going to be using the tranny bronzer. Okay, kidding. Tawny. You can use any bronzer you want, and I'm going to be using this big fluffy brush, the A20 from Anastasia. And I cannot stress it enough, every time that you use any powders, always tap off the excess and start applying after that. Get it? You feel me? You understand? Another trick when applying powders to your face, such as bronzers and blushes, always start off towards the back of your cheekbone. Don't start right on the apple of your cheek, because then you're going to have so much product on the center of your face and it's not going to look attractive. So follow what I'm saying. Start from the back part of your cheekbone and then work your way forward. So my entire face flows together. I also throw some bronzer up on my forehead to make that big ass 6 head become a forehead. Just checking out to see how that foundation is laying, to see if it's not cracking or looking any type of way. So far, so good. Get yourself any blush that you want. I'm using the blush trio from Anastasia, Pink Passion. I'm going to be using Basically and Rose. And again, as you saw, I tapped off any excess loose powder, and I also started from the back part of my cheekbone and worked my way forward. Of course, what you do to one side of your face, you got to do to the other. So go ahead and grab some of that pink blush or any blush that you are using and go ahead and put it on the other side of your face. Alright, and I went and grabbed an angled fluffy brush to go ahead and blend those colors together, the bronzer and the blush. And with that 47 brush from Sephora, I went and grabbed some more translucent powder just to really sharpen up my cheekbones. A primer. So I'm using Makeup Forever primer. It's also a lip primer, so that's amazing. It's 2-in-1. And I'm also using this brush, the A3 from Anastasia, of course, to go ahead and apply that primer to my lid. Either one, concealer or primer. But yeah, and don't set it. Remember, don't set your primer/concealer. look at this lovely box that Anastasia just sent me. I really like this. I don't know what you would consider fluorescent. Is it fluorescent? Yeah, fluorescent. I had to Google it. But look at these colors. They're stunning, honey. Okay, so grab yourself a brush similar to this one. I don't know what the hell this brush is. I just had it for many of years. And pick at this color called Pinker. Start applying that color to your unsetted, primed lid. Feel me? So I was asked many of times in the past if I ever draw out or think about what I'm gonna do makeup wise before I, apply my makeup. I really don't. I just kind of paint what comes to me, what I feel in the moment for. And in the moment today, or in this look, I went and did this like wing slash, I don't know, but this shape, I really liked it with my eye shape. So you can go ahead and just do a smoky eye, or you can go ahead and follow along with this shape that I'm creating here. So go ahead and grab yourself a A12 from Anastasia, or any fluffy brush that you have, to be completely honest, and go ahead and fluff out that edge so it doesn't look so sharp and it looks nice and smoky. Just on the top, really. God damn it, I legit recorded this fucking piece many of times. So I grabbed that same color that I used on my lid on the bottom part and I packed it on. Alright, to get that look that you just saw right now, use the A14 from Anastasia, or any small brush, and any darker pink color that you have. I'm sorry I didn't show you which one I was using. I forgot to record that piece, but go ahead and grab any darker pinkish red color that you have to apply to that top wing-ish area. And then blend that out, of course, with a fluffy brush. Duh. Here's a little pointer. Always clean your brush on a rag before you want to blend out your edge so it looks more seamless and it doesn't pick up that color over your entire lid. Right, and any small brush that you have, I'm using the A14 again from Anastasia and getting in that pinker color to go ahead and start smoking out that bottom lid, bottom eyelid, bottom lash line, I was told. Bottom lash line. Alright, so you want to grab yourself a fluffy brush again to go ahead and smoke out that bottom lash line. Ooh, look at me. Don't be afraid to pack on more eyeshadow. It's your eyeshadow, so own it. Pack as much as you want to make that color look bold as fuck. No, it's just me, but I don't care how pigmented the brand is. I mean, Anastasia is a very pigmented eyeshadow brand, but I still like to pack on and pack on and pack on as much fucking eyeshadow as possible. Alright, so I'm cutting out this waterline area, making some type of like cut crease-ish. I don't know, what would you consider that bottom, if it's also considered a cut crease, but I'm whiting out that area where my tear duct is and that entire center eyeball area. Okay, I'll admit the Riviera palette is one of my favorite palettes, but I'm stepping into this white as always to dab over those areas that I cut creased or whatever that I did just previously right now. I did it with a concealer, just FYI. So now I'm setting that with a white. But if you also packed on colors and eyeshadows over each other, you will also realize and see that the color comes out so much more bold and bright. So just fuck it and do it. I'm using the loose pigment from Anastasia, Icy, to dab in those areas where I put white to really make that white area be whiter and pop. Blah, blah, blah. And of course I went in with my fluffy brush again to go ahead and blend out those edges so it doesn't look so harsh. As always, I like everything blended, if you can tell. Blend, 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 blend. It doesn't hurt to just spend an extra 30 seconds blending on an area. Life ain't that hectic that you cannot blend out your eyeshadow. So blend that shit. Back into that new Anastasia palette, I'm gonna play with Big Wig. Pretty much tight line my bottom lash line with that purple to really make a good smoky eye on the bottom. So get that Big Wig or any purple color eyeshadow that you have and go ahead and start smoking out that bottom lash line. Of course, the same thing on the other side. You want to go ahead and grab any purple that you got and go ahead and hug that around your bottom lash line. Of course, your fluffy brush to go ahead and blend that out as well. Really like this swish brush. It works amazing for multi-purpose uses, but right now I'm going to be using it for my eyeliner. So I kind of like dabbed the brush over the eyeliner and started coloring my entire waterline with the black eyeliner. As you can see, a little eyeliner does a big difference. I really like this brush because it also helps to put eyeliner on the top eyelid eye waterline. Okay, that was confusing. I'm going to be using the Anastasia liquid eyeliner. So at first I tight-lined my lash line and now I'm starting to build up that wing to give a nice sharp-ish wing to my face. Not really much of a... Okay, it is a wing. It's a wing. I like my wing to be pretty, but in the same time, I like it to be kind of like artistic in a type of way. You feel me? And also I do this shape to my eyeliner because I have a bit of a hooded eye. So when I look forward, it looks like I have a complete winged eyeliner. But of course, when my eye is open or looking down, it has this like arrow shape. And just like magic, I have another wing on the other side. And I keep going over those edges to make sure that those corners are nice and sharp and they don't have any like wiggles or missing product on it. And bronzer again, going in with that tranny bronzer. Right, beating that forehead, getting it nice and bronzed, and then cheekbones, cheek area. Keep going over, making sure it's nice and bold and clean and nice and cute and awesome and fantastic. And blended. The Dior Studio Finish palette, I'm going to be using this shade to contour that nose. And people ask me, how do you contour your nose? It's very simple. You want to get a color that's a few shades darker than your skin tone, so it doesn't look a little silly when you do this, so it doesn't look like sharp lines on your fucking nose, because that ain't cute, and we all know that that ain't cute. Alright, as some of you already know, when I'm playing with that Clown White or Kat Von D pomade, you know I'm doing them brows. Match them up and put them on. Paint them on. Draw them on. Sculpt them on. Just put them on. Alright, as you see, I'm not doing much of an arch to my brow. I'm having them pretty straight because I'm going to be putting on some upside down brows. My favorite kind of brows. Alright, so we're going to be going in with a purple and a blue. Right now, we're going to be going on with a blue. Put all that on midway of your brow. Color that in. Make sure it's nice and non-patchy. I'll dip into that purple to go ahead and blend that out a little bit more. And after you feel like you've achieved that, go ahead and go in with your black. Lips, my favorite part, using pretty much the same fucking lip liner. Chestnut from MAC. I love this color. I just feel like it complements my skin and it's stunning. It works with almost every lip that I wear. Actually, liquid lips, should I be more correct. Anyways, go ahead and fill your lip in with any color you want. Right here, I did some like lavenderish grayish color. I think it's beautiful. Just about done with my makeup. I went and grabbed 2 setting sprays. As always, sometimes I use 3, but right now I'm using 2. And go ahead and set your face. And if you don't have setting spray, throw some hairspray on it. Don't got hairspray? Stick your head in a freezer. Don't got a freezer? Then you're fucked. I don't know, not a lot of people like setting sprays. I do personally like setting sprays because I feel like they really work. For me, should I add. Okay, first of all, let's talk about their packaging. I think it's lovely. I think it's very clean. It's professional. I like that it has, you know, big words in the back. Foundation. I like that. It's cute. It's a cute little packaging. It's very easy. It's a pump luminous foundation. I like it. It works really good on my skin. I just don't think it worked with the primer that I used. I think I should have used a different primer or something, but other than that, I felt like it, you know, it went on my skin very well. It's laying very nicely. I think it looks really good. Like, I love this foundation. It's one of probably my newest favorites. When they sent it to me, I was kind of, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was very skeptical about it because their stick foundation is okay, but after a while, I start to get a little greasy right here in this area. And I always have to throw on some powder to kind of diminish the oiliness. And I don't like doing that all the time because there's sometimes where I don't remember to bring my powder with me, and that's such a bother. But I noticed with this foundation, I could wear it for many of hours. It doesn't get oily after a while, and I don't really need to throw on some powder over it. But, you know, if I do just to feel a little secure, I could definitely throw on some powder, but it's not needed all the time like other foundations that I wear. But this one, it's amazing. I really like it. I think they did such an amazing job with it. The packaging is beautiful. I like it. It's nice and clean. Whoa. It's great. And they also sent over their brush, A30. I applied the foundation with this brush and I like it. I usually apply my foundation with a beauty blender, but you know, I wanted to try this brush, and when I used it, I think it went really good. It didn't leave any streak marks. Usually that's what I feel like I get when I use a brush to apply my makeup, but I didn't get any streaks with this, which I really liked. I kind of like stippled it in when I was applying it, so that's also key. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if swirling it might do any justice or anything like that, or have the application just look a little bit more differently, but by stippling it in all over my face, I realized that that works for me, and you know, I liked that. So yeah, and then I also contoured with this, so brilliant, 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 brilliant. I really like this brush as well. I don't know if I will use it all the time because I really am a huge sucker for my beauty blender. You know, I love to just bounce on my beauty blender. Also because the beauty blender is a little wet and some type of, I don't know, it does something to my face. Just having a ball, just something. I like it. But With that being said, the brush is also lovely to use. I know I could use it whenever I want to go somewhere on the go and I don't want to take everything with me and I just want to take a few brushes. I can possibly use this one, or I can just use this one on clients. Who knows? We'll see. But either way, it's a good brush. I won't be tossing it. Yeah. Alright, and speaking of their foundations, let's go ahead and get into their powder. So their powders, they went and sent over about 5 colors, which was amazing, more than I could had ever asked for, to be completely honest, because I was actually running low on my Fenty Beauty lavender color. I love this one as well. I like the smell. It's great, but we're not talking about Fenty right now, so bye Fenty, love you. But the powder from Anastasia, it works brilliantly. I love it. I like it so much. It feels light on the skin as well. It doesn't feel like I'm adding so much product on my face. It doesn't dry me out either, which is another concern when I throw on makeup, because I have dry skin, and at least I like to think that I have dry skin because I definitely over moisturize all the fucking time. But anyways, besides the point. It didn't dry me out, it didn't crack me, it didn't make me crease up or anything of that matter. So I think their powder with their foundation mixed together so far is lovely. I also used their powder with a little bit of the Kat Von D foundation, and that one also was really good. It didn't like crease up or anything of that matter. So brilliant. That was also really lovely. The color that I used vanilla for all over complexion, and then I used the translucent powder to go ahead and just highlight areas that I needed to be highlighted. They have the banana powder. They have a golden orange for more deeper tones, so they pretty much have everything. And what I think is quite brilliant is they have 50 shades, so 50 different colors of skin. So that is lovely. I mean, there's so much more different colors than just 50. But besides that, they have 50 shades. Usually most foundations have 40, so they have an extra 10, and those extra 10 are in the middle of those medium tones. So if you are any of those medium tones, perfect, then you might find a color perfectly for you. The color that I'm using for my skin right now, I'm using 160C foundation. I'm using that one all over my entire face, and then to highlight certain areas, I went and used the 130 neutral, just, you know, to brighten up a little few areas. But I mean, to be completely honest, just going over all over with the 160 was, you know, perfect enough. But, you know, I wanted to have a little bit of concealer on certain areas, so I didn't have a concealer to kind of go along with it quite well. So I went and just tried on their foundation to see if I can use it, and it went pretty good. I liked it. It's a, like, I want to say it's like a buildable coverage. You can definitely start it from like a medium coverage and then build it up to more of a fuller coverage. At least that's what I learned by experimenting on my own face. So that is also great. So just to say my overall view on the foundation and the powder, I think they are stunningly brilliant. I like them. Thumbs up for me. I like them. They're both really well. They both work with my skin very good, so that's also a huge plus for me. It may work for somebody, but it may not work for somebody else. So go ahead and try it out for yourself. You can always go to your local Sephora and get a little sample or something, so you can go ahead and take it home, try it out yourself, and see if you like it so you can buy it. Or you could just buy the motherfucker and just enjoy it, because I think it's pretty great. So another thing that we used in this video is their new eyeshadow palette, which I was so excited to try out. It did its job. I think it made me look stunning. It's a beautiful palette. It has beautiful colors. People were trying to say that they reminded them of their previous palettes. I don't think so. I think they have many new shades in here that I haven't seen in the other palettes. I like these ones. I mean, I like all the colors, to be completely honest. Every eyeshadow color, it could be 20 colors of the same color, but just like slightly different. I will still like it. I love eyeshadows. I love makeup. I love it all.
I love it all.
To give you a review on this eyeshadow palette, I think it is gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It blends phenomenally. Phenomenal. And you know, it's good. Like it did its job. At least I think so. What do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think I did this palette any justice? Now you tell me if I did justice to this palette. Along with this amazing palette, they went and sent over something so cute, so lovely. They sent over a lovely handbag. Go ahead and show you what that looks like. I'm not much a person for bags or anything of that matter like this, but I think this is actually really cute. I like it. Excuse me. I like it because it's also see-through. And it has these lovely colors. Well, I don't know what you would consider this. It's not colors, it's color. But it's multiple colors within that color. Something like that. I would probably be giving it away in a future giveaway. But for the most part, it's cute. Go ahead and fit as much stuff as you want in here. I mean, I can probably fit my whole arm, kind of, or just about, but cute, cute. But yeah, it's a lovely bag. Alright, so you just watched me do a Get Ready Like Me video with this look using this palette, this foundation, this powder, this brush, and all the other ones. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed me creating this look. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.